test, test. Testing, testing, test. So test. Sorry, second channel. I'm testing out my mic. Testing. All right, that's okay. All right, gonna share the stream. All right, let's put it on my Discord. All right. Give me one sec, chat. Live streaming now. Have I seen Dune? No, I haven't seen Dune. I want to go next. I want to go this week, but I've got no one to go with at the moment. I got people who want to go, but no one who like will actually go with me in the week. And then people are busy on the weekend, so. Hey Katie, thanks for joining. Part 2 is already confirmed. Yeah, I saw that, which is good, relatively. Hell plus ratio plus he fell off. Yeah, damn. Arlo, I'm gonna come arrest you. Get the UK police force on you. Yeah, I guess I did write that wrong. How's the sound, by the way? I'm using one of my old mics because I'm set up in my kitchen today, so I haven't got the crane mic next to me, but they're different ones. Hopefully it sounds okay. Yeah, so sorry about no video today. Basically, because of someone who lives with me next door, goes to bed fairly early for work, or did especially early today. So I had football at 8:30 for an hour. So by the time I got home, it was like 10:30, and I hadn't even like planned it. So I just like I'll stream on Monday, and I'll make a video on Tuesday instead, and a video on Wednesday, another stream on Thursday, video Friday. So hopefully I'll do that. My channel was doing really well at the moment though. Like I was on 45.8 or 7 last Friday, and now I got like 1,000 subscribers in like the weekend. So please turn up the volume. I might have a problem doing that. I think it's full volume. Let me have a look. I'll just move the mic. This is as good as you're gonna get, because the volume is not getting any louder. I apologise. Just using a different mic. Also, fuck you. Have I finished Squid Game yet? I haven't even started. I'm not going to watch it. Too mainstream for me. If ratios become illegal, how will I show off my superiority on Twitter? When the ratio is too hot to handle, yeah. It is actually crazy, though. It's because basically all the establishment journalists and political figures get ratioed so bad in the UK all the time that they're literally trying to... I'm going to explain the whole situation in a sec. I don't want to talk about it too much to start with. I'll wait till a couple more people in. But Yeah, but we'll talk about this stuff today. Okay, let me just remind my little brother that I'm streaming so he doesn't come bursting in shouting. Because he's a maniac. Katie, someone did get sentenced for tweeting that they were happy that a British soldier died, so you can definitely get in trouble. Streaming in the kitchen, FYI. I've got so much shit I need to do tonight. I literally, if anyone wants to hear how my day went, I woke up, I had some breakfast, I got back into bed, I went back to bed, even though I'd slept loads already, just because I was feeling exhausted. But I had football, so I was like, I feel really shitty right now, so I got to go back to bed. Otherwise, I feel bad for football. And then I went to football, I ate my dinner, had a shower, and just lay in bed for like 2 hours on my phone. I was researching tomorrow's video, but I was just generally just fucking around on Twitter as well. Yeah, Reddit is better. I prefer Reddit. I have 200k calm on Reddit now. Hey Spooky Kitty, thanks for joining. Oh, the whole app are you talking about? The UK can they arrest Twitter? Oh, okay. I thought you were asking like a serious question, like, well, how can you get arrested for saying stuff on the platform? Yeah, I do like Twitter, but I like Twitter because of like the engagement now. Like when I spoke about this last week, but like when I used to be a lot smaller, it wasn't as fun. It's more fun now because I can just like tweet trolly stuff and like piss people off, and just generally that is quite fun. Although I did see someone steal. Okay, I stole a picture from Reddit and posted it on Twitter. Then I saw someone else post it, and they got like way more retweets and likes. And I know they stole it from me because there's no way they found it on Reddit themselves. Scott the Was bought a house. Yeah, but I guess he's not openly like socialist. He's just like a video game YouTuber, isn't he? Didn't he live with his parents? Yeah, it looked like to me in his video, he lived with his friends, but maybe they just always came round. Yeah, but Reddit is better in my opinion. The dislike option on what platform? There's so many platforms with it. I mean, I it's not on Reddit right now, is it? Literally 1984, yeah, exactly. Just end social media. I mean, social media has been bad for the planet, to be honest. Like this, I think Facebook-owned apps are a lot worse. Instagram, WhatsApp, and of course Facebook itself. Is it a crime that Mr. Robot and Watchmen? I wouldn't really put them in the same bracket because Mr. Robot is far better than Watchmen. It also had 4 seasons where Watchmen only had 9 episodes. So I think Watchmen was popular enough for what it is. I think if it wanted to be really popular, it had to have more seasons. It had one and done, and that was it. I really liked it though. Mr. Robot is very popular, but if USA, I don't know if USA are owned by like Amazon or some shit. I don't think they are. But if USA ever sold the rights to Netflix, Mr. Robot would explode like 100%. If people could watch Mr. Robot on Netflix, now Rami Malek is an Oscar winner. Not when I started watching it, when the only thing I knew him from pretty much was The Pacific, which he was great on, the World War II HBO drama. But yeah, it would explode on social media. It's such a fucking good show. Like, I'm going to watch the 4th season for Christmas because the 4th season is just set over Christmas, based on like how like British sitcoms used to be like have a Christmas special just to end things. Cav going to jail. I mean, I have ratioed a celebrity before. Do I watch Doctor Who? I mean, I did when I was a kid. I haven't watched it since. I haven't watched it since the first episode of the Peter Capaldi when Matt Smith switched around. I really wasn't interested. Tristan saying Twitter was testing a dislike option. I don't know. iPhone users had it for a little while. If these people don't like being ratioed, wait until this button is rolled out for everyone. Yeah, I haven't actually seen that before, and I have an iPhone and I never saw it. Bonga Island, yeah, for sure. Like, it's actually crazy how much the UK is like descending into authoritarianism. Broadchurch has an American remake. That is weird. Although I never fucking watched it anyway. There's so much shit that I just will never watch out of principle just because they're popular and I can't be bothered. This isn't a joke. No, I'm not. I am not joking right now. It's not just clickbait. I'm serious that the UK wants to ban ratios. Do I know what part of Ireland my family was from? Yeah, my grandma and granddad were from Dublin. Let me have a look where my other family were from. Just gonna get up on a map quick, and then I think my other family were historically from Leinster. Leinster, and then who else was it? Leinster, and I'm looking at the Gaelic names annoyingly. Just give me the Connaught, I think, actually. Leinster and Connaught. But not that I have much connection to my family back there. Well, I have met a couple of them. It's mainly the ones who migrated to England. David Tennant has a bad American accent. I mean, when Jessica Jones did have an American accent, he was good as Kilgrave though. What's up, Cav? Hey, Leo, L. Australia's doing the same thing. Fucking Tory cunts. Yeah, I agree. David Tennant did the Sandman audiobook. Wasn't that because he did that other Neil Gaiman thing? The Amazon show when he played... Did he play Satan? Or he played a devil? And Michael Sheen played an angel or something. Yeah, Spooky, they literally passed a bill a couple months back which criminalises protests, such as throwing fruit at statues of Winston Churchill. So that's where we're at the UK right now. It's actually really depressing. Oh wait, he was in the American Broadchurch. What the hell? I need to look this up. Like, I don't even care about this show, but Good Omens, that's what it was called. I need to look up this show because it sounds fucking bizarre. Like, first of all, remaking that. US version, Grace Point. Wait, he's not playing the fucking same character. He's just playing with what's her name? The lady from Breaking Bad and Deadwood. I've only seen Deadwood. Is he literally playing the same fucking character with an American accent? That is so fucking bizarre. He just went over and did it. There's an article called Grace Point fails to offer any reason for its existence. Why do you need an American remake? That's so fucking weird. So I'm just looking at my Discord talking about my my thumbnail. I had some American it had some yeah Grace Point is what it's called. So weird. And a gun, that's it. America loves its propaganda. Yeah, the British does. British TV loves it as well. Liberal capitalist nations will always go to fascism before they let socialism take over. Yeah, that seems to be the case. They're always blaming the left. Wait, what elections are for tomorrow? Well, what the F does a sergeant in the police do? I mean, isn't a sergeant in the UK police just a beat cop? It's just like, you just do the normal shit. Wait, selection day for what? I haven't seen this. To be fair, there are some really good cop shows and movies. I really like True Detective. I like all of it, to be honest. Season 3 is really good. Obviously, 1's good. Is it like mayoral elections? Or like school board elections or something? I think I've been to the pub where Karl Marx used to go. I've never been to his house or his grave, though. Can you do a video on the growing anti-woke left? I could do... I'm not sure how much I want to get into the drama, though, because I guess you want me to talk about, like... Is it Jackson or Jason Hinkle and Infrared, that absolute lunatic? People who say, like, you know, like social... What's the word? Social progressivism is not necessary for real leftism and stuff. Several governors. Is there any close races, or is it just like pretty? I don't know. I guess has it already been concluded who's going to win? So I'm a bit low energy at the moment. I'm fucking exhausted. Just gonna wait for my coffee to cool down a bit. Pretty good. Is there any famous politicians generally who are running for anything? Is the Texas governor running? Is that or is that maybe next year? Sadly, no. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey, right? I respect him so much as an actor, but he is such a fucking idiot. Like, I think too much weed has rotted his brain because, like, I think this was before Joe Rogan did Spotify. I remember about a year ago. I was sitting at work and I was like, I really like Matthew McConaughey. Joe Rogan did a good podcast with Oliver Stone. So let's stick this on. I really want to hear about him as an actor, like, and maybe talking about like his the reconnaissance and shit like that. Oh my god, I stuck that shit on and he was just rambling about his own philosophy for like, oh, fucking so long. And I just could not stand him. And I was like, you know, I like you a lot as an actor. And I recently watched his first film, Dazed and Confused. He's really good in that. Pretty good movie as well. And I was like, you're such a good actor. I want to hear this story, but just what you talk about is just so fucking stupid. You're like literally playing Moondog from The Beach Bum or something, but you weren't playing a character. You literally are Moondog from The Beach Bum, which I still need to watch. I just watched trailers. So it's just like people like him being the governor. It's like, what does politics even fucking be? Like, he can't be a modern Republican, no matter how conservative he is, like conservative with his like maybe like libertarian values and stuff. He just can't be a Republican. You can't, for Matthew McConaughey to be in Trump's Republican Party. I can't think of a quicker way to kill his own career unless he is obsessed with getting into politics. Who is more dangerous, Joe Rogan or Alex Jones? I guess Joe Rogan. Bigger platform, more respectable name, larger audience. Yeah, apparently he'd run as a Republican, not a Democrat. No, Joe Rogan isn't a sock dem. No way. Joe Rogan is a centrist libertarian who has some okay social beliefs. Pretty much it. Bare mana ratio is when someone tweets something, like the thumbnail, someone tweets something and like your reply gets more engagement apart from the comments. So if you get more likes and retweets, that's mainly retweets, but sometimes not, because retweets can be quote tweets. Chris Pratt as Garfield, yeah, it's so fucking ridiculous, man. So here's the thing, Mitch. Like, the hate speech laws in the UK generally, like I thought before, were not too bad. So in the UK, like you have freedom of speech, so to say, but the laws around hate speech are a lot tighter. The good thing is, generally, is that Nazis get prosecuted a lot more than in the US. Like, being an open Nazi is a really good way to go to prison, basically. So that's one good side of it. Most people who are outed as Nazis normally end up spending some time in prison. Apart from maybe people who don't have a big online presence or a more secret online presence. That's the good side of British laws. But lately, this is what I'm going to get into when we start talking about this. Lately in the UK, because of the new government with this awful Home Secretary, who's a fascist in my opinion, Priti Patel, there's just been like a massive war on actual freedom of speech. It's criminal. You can get up to 10 years in prison for inconveniencing politicians of a protest. Obviously, that interpretation is up to the judge. But I actually know someone who's on trial right now for protest, and she got beaten up by the police, and she might go to prison for 5 years or something like that. I was reading, so that's where it's really fucked up. But think of like the Florida laws you've seen recently about like criminalizing protests. It's that type of stuff here in the UK. So generally, there are some good laws on hate speech. I think the US, probably could implement. But the thing with the US, in my mind, is it seems on the surface free speech laws are better in the US because you have such lunatics. But we all know free speech is usually only applied to one side. So where the right wing, now being in this country as well, I'll get onto this story a bit later, but the right wing can say what they want all the time, and the left wing are the ones who get their speech criminalised. It happens all the time, despite the grift of all these right wingers saying about like freedom of speech all the time and stuff like that, and that's their main passion. That stuff just doesn't. Left wing speech is not protected, and this goes to many different countries. Like, I can't believe it. So there was this guy. I've been accidentally calling him Uncle Tom. I don't know why. Captain Tom, right? World War II veteran. Completely glorified by the media. He was basically like a 95-year-old veteran who'd walked like laps of his garden with his Zimmer frame to raise money for the NHS. Not that an old man should be raising money for the NHS anyway. Let me just eat this one. So, oh fuck. Yeah, not Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom's Cabin is what I was thinking of. Yeah, basically, someone in Scotland, I think a Catholic Scottish person, said, "I don't care. Another dead British soldier is a good British soldier," or some shit like that, right? So you could say, it's pretty offensive, not respectful to someone who, was doing some good charity work and stuff. This guy literally went to court and was charged with some sort of offence for tweeting that. How insane is that? And that's the thing. If a right winger tweeted that about maybe even a Muslim, and I bet they do regularly on Twitter in the UK, you're not going to court. Let's just keep it real. But because he said that thing about beloved Captain Tom, I was going to say Uncle Tom again, Captain Tom, then, he goes to court. And the thing is, I hate this culture around worshipping people when they die. Like, I don't give a fuck he's dead. I don't give a fuck what he did. I'll keep it real. Like, he shouldn't. I'm annoyed he was glorified as a hero because he shouldn't have to be doing that. 95-year-old man shouldn't be raising money for the NHS. So I'm not happy about that. Yeah, probably I'm not dumb enough to. But the thing is, I'm not dumb enough to tweet that. But at the same time, I shouldn't think like I can't tweet that if I want to, because it's like from the certain context. Like if someone in Northern Ireland, like an Irish Republican in Northern Ireland, tweeted that, then you'd be like, that's quite understandable. Might be offensive to the family, might be in poor taste when someone's just died. But imagine, but the thing is, it's also selective because I'm sure this guy probably got he probably got ratioed on Twitter by the right wing, and then sort of exposed. So it's this sort of, I don't know. It always seems to come back to the left wing being demonised over the right wing. Do you have to have a license to criticise the government? I mean, one day they will want us to, for sure. Yeah, but Red, soldier isn't an ethnic minority. British soldiers are literally imperialist cogs who carry out the actions of the British state, including brutalising Northern Ireland. This guy was a Catholic Scottish person. There's a massive link between Catholic Scots and Republican Irish and Protestant Irish and Protestant Scots, because most Northern Irish people who are Protestant originally come from Scotland. So it's not the same. Can you be arrested for being a royal abolitionist? Probably if you called for violence against the royal family. But, I'm completely against the monarchy, and it's fine. Yeah, but J-Lord UBI was also endorsed by Richard Nixon until he was talked down from it, so it doesn't make him sock them. The UK stood up against the Axis. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say, James. What? Does European colonialism and post-World War II colonialism just not exist then because they fought Germany in the war? Let's inject some more energy. Hopefully now I've finished that. If I don't have a tissue to wipe my mouth, there's one. What was my reaction to Novara Media's YouTube channel being taken down? I mean, the thing is, I knew they'd get it back straight away. They even had fucking politicians in the UK tweeting about it. Basically, what happened is probably something that happened to my channel is they were obviously mass flagged, and then their channel was deleted after the mass flag of a certain video. So what happened to me in about March this year is my video on the quartering, I think, got mass flagged, and then I got demonetized permanently for so-called bullying and harassment, right? Even the quartering said, of course, he tweeted about it, was like, of course it's ridiculous, but then he got pretty butthurt because I pointed out he actually does bullying and harassment and nothing happens to him. So I did that, and then after I kicked up a fuss on Twitter, I got my monetization back in about 4 hours or something. So I had Carl Kalinsky tweeting about it, and just different people retweeting it. So it caused a bit of a fuss. My brother's also a YouTuber who's verified, so he tweeted about it as well. And I got it back really quick. And basically someone messaged me and said, YouTube only cares about their reputation. And he used to work for YouTube. And he says basically what they do is, generally they say a human will review it, but it's usually an AI. But if it is a human, it's not someone working at Google or YouTube California or wherever their headquarters are in Europe, maybe Germany or something, or Ireland. It's probably a third party in India who just has an insane workload, so they're just trying to do it as quick as possible, meaning they will accidentally delete channels, demonetize channels, all this different stuff. Is there a different website discussing this? Yeah, basically every British website. Oh. I haven't watched Dune yet. Hopefully this week. So I read some more comments. Kavernacle definitely has the chaddest profile of a leftist YouTuber. Do you mean side profile or just general profile? I met some Australians or Brits who've said having a monarchy is superior to electing your leader. No, that's stupid. I can't believe Crowder is still on. Yeah, that's the thing. I've talked about this before. Is that with Crowder specifically, I think he's literally challenging YouTube to ban him so he could be a free speech martyr. But yeah, he's so much worse than anyone else on the platform. I guess all TERFs are heading to jail then. Lincoln, the thing is, this law will only be applied to left-wing people. I can already tell you that. Side profile. Oh, okay. I don't really like my side profile, to be honest. Although this isn't my proper side profile. I would love a YouTube competitor. Like, you know, I like YouTube a lot, but it's bullshit. Like how you just can't deal with anyone real. Yeah, Crowder's more openly bigoted than Shapiro for sure. England should sink into the sea from the diaspora. Yeah, I agree. With me on it. With me on it. Oh, Twitch leaks showed a no ban list. Yeah, for sure. I can imagine YouTube having a no ban list. The thing is, and I think they might stick people on it who run into problems, like maybe me or Navarra, like especially if you get a backlash, because it's like, well, we just, you know, they probably won't break the rules, and we're just gonna fuck up if we ban them. What are people talking about? No live icon on your channel. Why is that? What do you mean? Does it normally say live when you go live? It says live on my video and people get notification. Does it normally say live underneath someone's name? Maybe that's a feature that you only get after like 100k or something. It's such a shame how demonetization is handled. How every thing about YouTube is handled. It's fucking crap. Like it's just there's just no accountability and there's just no engagement with an actual person. Turf nonce island, yeah. Hey little fox, thanks for joining. What are my politics? Am I a Marxist? I've always said because of my lack of faith in humanity, I don't really identify with any political label. So I say leftist anti-capitalist usually, and I say like colloquially as people often call themselves. I guess you could call me socialist, which I don't mind, or even Marxist, which is fine. But I'm just not sure how convinced I am Marxism can necessarily work in the Western world, which is so heavily brainwashed by a capitalist system. Do I like, well, don't they call themselves something else now, like Stephanie Sterling? But yeah, I do like them. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I wish I had that. I don't have that. My least favourite thing is looking for an old video playlist and seeing deleted videos. Yeah, people often ask me why I delete my videos, and I'm like, I don't delete them. It's a live stream. It's a live stream that I private afterwards and upload somewhere else. I don't delete them. Jim Stephanie Sterling. Oh, okay. James Stephanie Sterling. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, yeah. It's just generally all of British media is reporting this. I just let Russia Today up because its page was less full of like spam ads. Would I rather live India or Asia? Well, aren't they technically like in the same continent? I'd rather live in like Asia, though I really wouldn't want to live in India. Oh, Tarbeck, sorry about that. Jordan stream to distract myself, my parents yelling in the background. Alright, let's actually just get into the story now. I've waited long enough. Don't know how long I've waited. 30 minutes, okay. Alright, I'm reading from Russia Today. Obviously not the best source, but it's pretty much the same what everyone else has said. I just like the way it looks on my OBS a bit better. So the headline is social media trolls will face 2 years in prison over posts intended to cause psychological harm. Reports. Again, I don't know if this bill will pass, but I'm still worried about it. British social media users could reportedly face a 2-year prison term if they send messages or post content deemed to have caused psychological harm under the government's new draft law to tackle hate speech and abuse online. As part of the review process on the government's upcoming online safety bill, the Department of Culture, Media and Sport has apparently accepted the recommendations to shift the law's focus from the actual content of the message to its potential harmful effect. According to the Times, the plans have been sent to the Cabinet for approval, and the UK Culture Secretary Nadine Dorries, who's a fucking total idiot, is expected to add them to the bill when it's introduced to Parliament next month. In July, the Law Commission warned of a gap in existing law governing online behaviour, noting that it over-criminalises in some situations and under-criminalises in others, claiming that reliance on vague terms like grossly offensive and indecent have set the threshold for criminality too low. The oversight body proposed a new classification of offences based on likely psychological harm. Trolls may face 2 years in prison for sending such messages. Under the categorisation, prosecution would focus on the intent of a perpetrator to cause harm through an abusive post or message, and without reasonable excuse, understanding as relating to the public interest. As proposed, new threatening communications offences will cover posts and messages containing threats of serious harm. The Times reported this would make such material punishable if it can be proven that the sender intends their victim to fear that the threat will be carried out. Meanwhile, an anti-misinformation offence described as a newspaper as knowingly false communication offence will be formulated to criminalise messages or posts senders know to be untrue with the intent to cause emotional, psychological or physical harm to a likely audience. In this regard, Times reported, talking about this relevant false information, I'm going to read that bit out. Another new offence will reportedly focus... Okay, here's the important thing, which is why I talked about ratioing. Another new offence will reportedly focus on the so-called pile-on harassment, which refers to instances where a number of individuals join together to send abusive messages and specifically target a victim on social media. The practice has previously been described by the Law Commission as genuinely harmful and distressing. Making its recommendations, the Commission cited a report by the Alan Turing Institute that estimated that approximately 1/3 in the UK have been exposed to online abuse. In recent weeks, the debate over harm has grown after Facebook whistleblower Francis Horgan told UK MPs that the tech firm was subsidising hate. The knife killing of Conservative MP David Ames last month has also led to an increasing calls for an end to online anonymity. Sorry, I can't say that word. In like do you ever get it when you can't say words if they're stuck in like certain parts of the sentence? I actually find this out when I'm recording a lot, like the way I phrase a sentence and I can't say the word at the end of it. So basically last month a UK Conservative MP was killed by an Islamist, right? Nothing to do with social media, but the right wing basically have used it to say it's about social media and hate spread on social media. Now obviously this vague law that may be passed can be spun to like include ratioing, so like pile-on harassment, specifically target a victim on social media. And who's the biggest crybabies about this? So like this is the UK Deputy Prime Minister arguing to take away people's anonymous status on social media, even though it says, although no immediate link was made between the killing and social media. A number of MPs also lobbied Prime Minister Boris Johnson to include so-called David's Law on removing being anonymous online to toughen up the online safety bill. An unnamed government spokesman told the paper that the draft bill would make our laws fit for the digital age and make tech companies responsible for people's safety. However, privacy rights groups have criticised the evaluation of criminality on the basis of psychological harm as an effort to censor lawful speech that the politically powerful don't like, using the pretext of reining in tech companies. That's exactly it. Basically, these conservatives are always getting ratioed on Twitter by liberals and leftists, always in the UK. All these people do it because they're even like prominent people's social media engagement is really crap. So when you have someone who has a social media following which is very engaged and they tweet underneath it, often they get ratioed. And now you make the argument, well, they're causing me psychological harm. Now, on Twitter, let me get it up to see people's reactions. So Politics for All, which is funnily enough run by a bunch of conservatives, I think. New so-called Twitter pylons will be made a criminal offence, and then just people tweeting like, how can this be enforced, which is a good question, as 100,000 people sending someone one each is definitely a pile-on, but no individual is guilty of harassment. So the police will be overwhelmed by making misogyny a crime, which they wanted to do lately, but the police argued against it. But monitoring thousands upon thousands of Twitter accounts is no problem. If someone says something outrageous, why shouldn't they get a pile-on, which is a good argument as well. How many people are allowed to reply to a bad tweet before it becomes a crime? Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. And then Sean tweeting, brigaded by vile trolls again simply for deliberately provoking them with lies and insults. How would you define Twitter pile-on? Wonder how long it will take this guy to gradually move us to the point where criticising them is an offence. Yeah, but then a lot of people, even on the right, I think 52 refers to the Brexit people. I think is that even like a Blue Lives Matter fucking flag? Waste of police time. Less than 5% of burglaries are solved, yet we're now going to divert the police's time to people saying nasty words on Twitter. The end of free speech. Far left in the mud. I don't understand why the far left are in the mud about this. Fuck's sake, that made me laugh. Sorry, it's just UK online political Twitter things. Yeah, this is just fucking ridiculous. Let's take some comments though. Like, you know, in terms of like free speech, like the right wing don't actually care. I haven't seen many right wing people even speak up about this, to be honest. Right, read some stuff. Am I still planning to move to Vietnam? Hopefully next year. Hey Hickmat, thanks for joining. Yeah, so Sterling lost like not like 100k, maybe like 70k subs. Yeah, just being driven by Tories getting flamed online for being terrible. Yeah, exactly. Well, the pylon stuff doesn't sound right, Lincoln, but yeah, I agree. It sounds right on paper, but like Cav says, it's about how it'll be implemented by a corrupt and biased system that's worrying. Yeah. Yeah, Hassan would be in prison for sure. So, why are people saying their times? Yeah, Neo Ripshaft, they definitely did not say anything about Joe Cox, but that is like an issue that is tied to social media way more. They should completely ban Twitter when they're yeah, for sure. Hey Kennedy, I was trying to say in your stream, I didn't realize KFC was Ellie, so I didn't know they were transgender until your stream. But then I didn't also realize is that me, her, and Mel all went on that person's stream one time, like a year ago or something. So it's like really weird seeing you like criticize them. I've seen other people criticize them before. They do seem insane. Vietnamese food is the bee's knees. Yeah, I'm hyped to try a bit more, to be honest. I'll see you later, Katie. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I wonder why the free speech warriors are silent now. Yeah, for sure. Is this Vietnam thing a joke? No, I am going to move there. I'm going to move to Spain first, though. I'm moving to Spain early next year, and then hopefully Vietnam. The thing is, I don't know if I'm moving there or I'm going to travel there, and maybe... The thing is, basically, next year I'm going to live in Spain for between 3 and 6 months, and then I'm either going to travel around Vietnam, which can be a bit of a hassle with this YouTube, do my YouTube at the same time, but travel around Vietnam or live there, not sure yet. Yeah, just ban Twitter, problem solved. Yeah. Demon hours, yeah, I'm working on demon time. Lol, watch the video I just sent you about some rug pull and time trick. Yeah, no, Pierce, was that that's the fucking Squid Game one. I was talking to my friends at football about that, Yeah, basically, people today, something so fucking stupid happened. It sums up crypto bros. Basically, there was a new cryptocurrency called Squid, but with a dollar instead of the S, and it's based on Squid Game. And basically, what happened is you could buy it, but you couldn't sell it, and their like estimated value or something, or like I think the projected thing was like they could be worth 1 trillion. Was it? Is it that guy watching the thing fall up, Pierce? But yeah, he said it could be worth 1 trillion, and then today they just pulled all the money out. Yeah, Pierce, I've watched that whole thing today. Um, yeah, so basically it was worth like 2.81 million. So I'm guessing they're taking all that money, and then they just nicked it all and deleted all their social media. But their website was so dodgy, and it's funny because mainstream media wrote stories about them like it was legit, and then there was one outlet, I forgot, it was one of the tech outlets, was like, this is an obvious scam, don't buy it. And then they're like, we told you it was an obvious scam, and it was an obvious scam. Yeah, scream at the end. CNN promoted it. Yeah, BBC, CNN, all these different outlets were like fluctuation soars, and everyone was like, well, you can't fucking sell it, and it looks shady as hell, and the website has loads of spelling mistakes on it. Um, why Vietnam? How's free speech there? I mean, I guess it's pretty good. I mean, my friend says, my friend's from Vietnam. He grew up there until he's 16. He said free speech is fine generally. Just don't start criticizing the government loads. So take your pick, really. Eddie's one of our best friends. Yeah, that person, Kennedy, is fucking insane though. Like those file. Actually, what was actually really disturbing, when I was listening just while setting up the stream, was them talking about how they can use shit to like make a narrative. That stuff is so crazy. But they're such a small time fucking streamer as well. Like they were tiny when I went on their stream. They're still small. Um, wait, who are people? Who's being like a bigot in the chat? But I'm not sure if I'm moving to Vietnam for good because we're just not sure. But we're definitely going there. I'm moving to Spain actually. Um, um, cryptos are all an inevitable exit scam, pretty much. Yeah, the thing is with crypto. I was talking to Cavos in the stream about this, but I was also talking to my friends about NFTs today. Is it's just so fucking unregulated. It's just rife for scams and like criminal organizations and shit like that. And also, the thing is as well, even if a lot of the scams could be illegal, the government will not give a shit because it doesn't have any interest or investments really in a cryptocurrency at this moment. So they're just pretty wary of it. So if you if you scam someone on the stock market, that is of interest to the government because it hurts companies they're in bed with, and it hurts the overall market, which they speculate on as well, like through national banks and stuff like that. Um, but if you're doing Bitcoin, which they literally both do not regulate enough, but also don't have any wealth tied up in, they will literally not give a shit. So it was funny. Someone got scammed with NFTs today, and they're saying they lost like 400 grand off being scammed for an NFT or something. And then they were trying to say like local law enforcement, can you help me out? It's like, why the fuck would they waste any resources to helping you get your Bitcoin back or NFTs back? Kennedy's saying she's so creepy. I saw her in your chat a few weeks ago. Wait, did you actually, Kennedy? I haven't seen her in the chat. I would have noticed. Unless it was that chat where I had like 300 viewers, then I did, and otherwise I wouldn't have noticed. Yeah, Kennedy, you can save him. I don't really give a shit. I've been on their stream, but only because I was being nice. Biggest waste of my fucking time it's when I realise I hate like those types of like why am I on a stream with 8 fucking people? Just a waste of my fucking time. I'm not like, especially when I used to work full time is when I did it. I'm like, I was sitting around all day waiting to go on stream. It's like, I don't want to come on for 2 hours and barely fucking say anything. Crypto is like Wall Street for scammers, yeah. Yeah, might as well have that bought actual copyright on some of that money. Yeah, do your part. Right click or save or screenshot NFTs and redistribute them. Yeah, for sure. So should I talk about this? Alright, I might get this up. Basically, some little bitties on my latest video are still trying to defend JonTron, which is so crazy. I'm just trying to look at some of the comments quick. Don't think I can be able to get back into that though. Yeah, the thing is, what Tyrancos saying, I would like to move to Vietnam, but the language barrier would be too big, and I know I can't learn another language. You'd be surprised that you can get by a bit with English. Like, they have a lot of tourists there, especially in Saigon and Hanoi. Like, for sure, like, you get by with English if you went there. You don't need to learn Vietnamese. Some people do speak French there still. Only older people though, because my girlfriend's dad speaks French fluently from being in the Foreign Legion, and he's gone there a couple of times and spoke French with people, but only older people from the colonial times and stuff. Yeah, Kennedy, I don't care. Like, you can tell Little Fox if you want. You don't have to. Yeah, lots of English speaking expats. Yeah, there's also loads of Russians as well. Vietnamese is a very beautiful language, in your opinion. It's very what's the way I describe it? It's very the sound of it is very distinct, I'd say. Yeah, he wasn't apologising for what he said. No, he wasn't. Not at all. JonTron Simp's the worst. Yeah, it's just weird that they're saying like it's like a difference of opinion or all that other shit. And it's like, no, he literally went like mask off Nazi for like an hour and then never apologise and continues whenever he talks about politics just to say more chud stuff. Jafarism is dominant madhab in Shia Islam. Yeah, which is funny because he's Iranian. And obviously, like, I've made a video about like Iranian Nazis based on like Hitler and shit like that. But obviously, white people, Hungarian and Iranian, you think white nationalists are gonna accept you? Is there tensions between the indigenous population and the government of Vietnam? I mean, I don't know too much about indigenous people in Vietnam. Yeah, my GF Stan was a Legionnaire hardcore. Yeah, he didn't get his French citizenship though because back in the 80s you had to serve for 6 years, where I think you only have to serve for 4 or 5 now, but he did 5 and then left. But he never fought in any wars. He was put in solitary confinement for like a month though, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't express my overt racism more eloquently. Yeah, for sure. Like and that's why I criticize Ethan Klein, which bizarrely he also just followed me on Twitter on Saturday, which was cool. But the thing is, I've always said this. If you make a video on someone, you've just got to, no matter who they are, you've just got to expect that you have to go in it with it in the mindset that they're going to watch it, because nearly every single time I've made a video on someone, they watch it. So like, if Ethan Klein followed me on Twitter, he's not just randomly following me. He has like 2 million followers and he follows like 500 people. So he obviously watched the video, and that's like pretty crazy considering how popular he is and massive he is compared to my channel. But then I made a video on Amazing Atheist. I know he's not like massive, but he watched it. Made a video on who else did I make a video on? Oh, I didn't make it. Okay, Dylan Burns is small time, so he's probably watching it to try and create some drama or something. But like, yeah, every time I made a video, you just got to expect the person you've made it on is going to watch it. And that also means when you make a video, you can't really cut corners, because the person probably will watch it. Monday stream, maybe. Yeah, I don't like Monday streams. I've been forced to do it. I prefer Tuesday streams. I'm also just, but the reason I probably low energy is because I'm just tired after football, and like, normally I'm making a video after football instead of streaming, so. That means they're Googling themselves all day. Yeah, that's fair enough. To be fair, he's friends with Hassan, so man, seems like a good sport. You had to see that. Yeah, I do love football. We lost again today. We're on a bad fucking run. We play 5-a-side league, so it is competitive. You have like referees and stuff. It's just absolutely freezing today. And also, I'm playing how I used to play when I was a lot fitter, and it just really tires me out. Like, I guess most people understand, but like, I'm passing the ball, and then after I've passed it, I'm running to drag defenders away, or I'm running forward to try and get the ball again. But we had so much of the ball, I did it so many times, and normally we defend a lot more, and then we like counter attack. But we lost really bad, but like fairly bad. But like, we had the ball most of the time, we just couldn't break them down. So I was just running so fucking much today, and I was just like, I'm so tired. But it's because my knees are fucked. I can't go running anymore, which I used to do to get fit for football. I just can't do it because the road just fucks my legs. Did Hunter watch your video on him? I mean, that's the one person I think may have not watched it, but then I'm also not sure because, like, who knows really? I don't really care, to be honest. He's small time, now at least. Ethan went to college on the US's left coast, going from roughly Montreal to Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, he said he was like a leftist growing up and stuff. Pooh, that made me laugh. Aesthetics, that's so kind of you. First time coming to one of your live streams, love the videos. Appreciate you watching them. Yeah, the streams, like I said, normally a bit higher energy, but I'm just very tired today. If they are a streamer, they'll probably watch a third of the video. Oh, here's a good question. Okay, people help me with this, right? So, I'm streaming to you right now, and what I've done this stream, I've just interacted with chat, and we've just read an article, right? And we talked about this ratio thing. So please help me out with YouTube, and let me know if you guys think Twitch streamers constitute as fair use. So most Twitch streamers I watch, and no hate to them, they stream for hours, but most of the time, especially political streamers, they're just watching YouTube videos of other content creators, right? So a lot of people just watch a video, and I've seen some people watch mine, and it's whatever. It's fine. So they watch the video and just sit there and pause it every so often and talk about it. But sometimes they'll leave it on, and they'll just they'll be eating their dinner, or they'll just go do something else, maybe even go out of the house, and they just leave the video on. So first of all, why do people enjoy that so much? I guess I want people to know, like, especially when they don't comment much. And do you think that's fair use? Because I think TikTok and Twitch really, I honestly think they break fair use, because TikTok has so much like stolen stuff, and even music as well, where Twitch specifically, you just have so many people watching other people's content through the Twitch streamer's Twitch stream. So it's like and it really depends, right? Like for me, if Hassan started off every stream watching my newest video and it had my name like there, very visible, so people could just type it in. I mean, I would be a bit pissed off in the sense that like I know a lot of people who watch me also watch Hassan, so they're gonna watch Hassan, and I'm gonna lose that view because they'll watch the video through him. But then, of course, with someone like Hassan, I really wouldn't care because his audience is so fucking massive that that would be a benefit to me personally. But then you get into like the mid tier Twitch where they will just like they will watch your video and then maybe even post their like stream highlights sometimes of them watching your video, and it's like I don't think that's I don't necessarily like I don't care, like I'm not going to like try and copyright strike people or whatever. I'm not even sure if you can do that from YouTube to Twitch, but I also think it's not fair use because fair use is meant to be like transformative, right? Like if I use someone's, and I've been copyright striked properly twice for literally 30-second clips, which is the bullshit thing, where Twitch streamers will literally walk out of the room for like half an hour playing somebody else's video. You're literally stealing their content for your own content. So I think Twitch streamers generally break terms of service so much. There's a difference between reacting to stuff and just sitting there watching like a half an hour video like mine would be and not doing anything. So I think, like, obviously, I'm not going to enforce it if people do it at my videos, which they do. I'm not going to message them, being like, stop doing that. I don't really care. But at the same time, I do think it's a bit shitty in that, like, you're not actually doing anything to the content and you're actually using it because you can't make... Like, I watch plenty of Twitch streamers who don't watch anything, really. Or at least not anything, like, massive, like, oh, here is a video essay done by this guy for, like, 40 minutes. Let's just watch the whole thing. Whereas like and especially okay, I get you can watch stuff and react and like talk to your chat and people make it more interactive. I'm not really criticizing that kind of stuff. I'm more talking about people who literally do nothing while they watch it. And that's just like interesting to me is like with political, especially left wing Twitch streamers, it's like, do you not think you are literally ripping off someone by using someone's video to make your own Twitch stream? Basically what's happening is they're using your content to stretch out their Twitch stream in the hopes they will get like more subs, more donations, more money and stuff, while the person who's made the YouTube video is not going to get that stuff. And for example, if I watched a video with you on stream right now, and let's say I just put it on for like 50 minutes and I just went and made my dinner or whatever, the person whose video I'm using can easily copyright strike me, take down request, meaning just telling you, I'm going to strike you unless you take it down. So there's like a lot of tools available. So if the people who have copied my videos or even used clips, I see that on my dashboard. Like, I know who's done that and I can take like the appropriate action if I want to. Whereas you can't do that. I can't see on Twitch who's watched my video or like doing any of this stuff. So it's like it's definitely like a weird debate. I know there's a bit of controversy with Hassan because I think he did this, but he didn't shout the guy out, and I don't even think he showed the guy's channel name or something. Yeah, so I'm looking at mine now, and it's basically just like my live streams on my second channel. So I'm obviously not going to copyright strike myself. I'm just taking some of your comments now. Oh, I didn't know that mess in. So the guy from the servers, I do know Lance from the servers, and I'm totally fine with him playing it. He played your video on stream for 40 minutes and did not even react to it. So sad. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Lots of people do that. He did say, I think he came in my live stream the other week and said he really liked it. And to be honest, he has a bigger audience, so it's not the end of the world. But I do think it is a bit of a shitty thing to do, just like, not him specifically, but I mean generally my point about people just using that to like really elongate their streams. Like I'm streaming for like an hour and a half, 2 hours because I'm talking the whole time, and I'm like 2 hours. You know, I either get the super chats or I don't get them. I'm not going to sit here for like 10 hours watching YouTube videos in the hope that you guys will give me super chats over a 10-hour period, rather than like a 2 hour period or something. Kennedy's saying I think you should ask. Yeah, I think that's good. That's a good idea. Not fair use unless you're being transformative. Yeah, which I think a lot of them aren't. If they're barely saying anything, I would say that's breaking fair use. To be honest, I watched a stream the other day. For some reason, I don't even know how the fuck I found this. I watched a stream the other day where the person watched one of my long videos about maybe Ethan Klein or JonTron, and they literally said nothing the whole time. They just like stuck it on, and that's it. Yeah, Hassan did some stream of the recent John Oliver video. I think there's a difference when you're watching something like made by someone who's like, the thing is, like, I do everything myself, like um like even got to do like your own taxes, do all the thumbnails, do all the videos, plan all the videos, have this consistent upload schedule and everything like that. Someone like John Oliver, they're just taking clips of his TV show, so I feel I feel way less bad about that. Or even like the Young Turks or like Majority Report, where it's like more newsy style, and it's like obviously they need the engagement, but they're like these big channels and everything like that. But yeah, if YouTube would let you do that, I'm actually saying it would decimate the entire streaming scene. Yeah, for sure. I typically watch both you and Hassan on one issue so I can see two perspectives. Yeah, Brandon, I do that as well, to be fair. But I mean, like, if he watched my video, then you wouldn't come and watch it on my channel, I guess is the point. It's like the old reaction videos, yeah. Yeah, they should get the common courtesy of getting their permission, yeah. Tyran cost. That's why I stopped watching Hassan. It was just boring, but I do think it's fair use, even though I don't believe in copyright or private property. My favorite streams are streams of YouTubers making their videos. Oh, really? That would be so fucking boring. I'd never do that. Only because I've been on a Zoom call with my friends while editing a video, and I've talked to my girlfriend while editing a video. I couldn't talk to the chat and make it entertaining while editing a video. Lazy content creators, yeah, I guess so. Not totally, but I do find it lazy content. I also find it a bit boring as well, because it's like, when I watch a Twitch stream, I come for the personality. I don't come for you watching another video that I don't want to watch, and that's why I often turn off. Like, I'm not even say who I'm thinking of in my head, but like, there's Twitch streamers I really like, and I watch them, and I really like listening to them and hearing them talk about political issues, and reacting to the news and everything like that. But then they put on a video for like 30 minutes and just kind of sit there. And I watched like maybe like 10 Twitch streamers. I'm just like, yeah, I'll either leave that on in the background and not pay attention to it just to like give them the viewership or whatever, or I'll just like click off and find someone else, because it's like, I'm not here. Like, if I wanted to watch the Young Turks or Majority Report or like a lot of stuff, I would go watch them. Like, I'm watching you because I want to listen to you talk, rather than you watch something else. Sigma males got right shot themselves. Yeah. Ultra Tog, I do love that Bioshock thing you just referenced. Is the creator not entitled to his content? No, says the man at Google, it belongs to the adverts. No, says the man at Twitch, it belongs to the streamers. No, says the man at Meta, it belongs to the algorithm. Oh, please don't tell me I'm just getting this ad for myself. It might be a UK thing. There's an ad, and it's got Marcus Rashford, the famous footballer, plays for England, Manchester United. He's narrating, and it's like, who can say Wagwan? It's obviously like Jamaican slang for like what's going on. And it's got like some stupid like xylophone music playing, and it's like loads of like different search things. I must watch that advert like 20 times every single fucking day, and I wanna. Okay, tell me if I'm being conspiratorial. Do people think adverts are getting more and more annoying and cringy? That YouTube are trying to coerce me as someone who's never bought like premium, like to get rid of the ads. Are they trying to make me do that by giving me so many fucking adverts? Not only so many adverts, like, to be honest, when I'm watching someone I like, I don't mind watching adverts, but it's this one fucking advert about who can say Wagwan, and I don't want to watch it anymore. And it's just a stupid fucking music. I just... Oh my god, no. Please tell me someone else gets that advert. It must be like a UK thing. This React stream speaks to me because it's exactly what I'm thinking. I guess I see how it can be shitty to try and grow your channel and have thousands of people see it without even going to your channel. Yeah, for sure. But then there's a whole question, isn't it? It's like, if Hassan would watch every one of my videos, would he then, will I take some of them not watch my video for the potential exposure to a way bigger audience, I guess is the question. I honestly prefer political YouTube videos and streams. Videos give the creator time to make a script and share their thoughts properly rather than spending the whole time listening. Yeah, Brandon, I'm in a bit of a dilemma about this myself personally. Is that, so December's coming up, and December is like famously, it's where you can make a lot of money on YouTube. So, and it's also, sometimes you've got to make a lot of money because the next couple months after Christmas are pretty crap for adverts. So I'm planning to like just really up the content. But what I was thinking of doing was taking parts of my streams and making them individual videos. But I had that dilemma of, oh shit, so I just opened something. Hope it doesn't come on the screen. I had that dilemma of I'm going to have to really structure my streams a bit better so I can actually cut them as videos, because right now, if I made a video about like what I've talked about today, like say I cut this stream off, for fuck's sake, fuck off. If I cut this stream right now, like I downloaded it and cut it, it wouldn't be a good video. It'd be okay. Like I just read an article and react to it, but like I was saying, like low energy. I'm quite tired today. I'm not really feeling it, so I really need to structure it to make a good video. So that's something like I need to think about going forward, is like, do I just keep up with the streams and make the good videos 3 times a week, or do I actually do the streams, cut something and then upload it? So it's a dilemma I'm having right now. Omni pays me to have YouTube Premium. I'm a kept woman. That's good. I probably should fuck it. Oh, no, I shouldn't. I got too many subscriptions. Yeah, people tell me they get really fucking weird ads on my videos, like Nigel Farage and stuff. Love from Jamaica. Thanks, Tyrell. I'm a premium user. Haven't seen an ad in ages. Yeah, I probably need the ad blocker yet. But yeah, I think videos are better than streaming, to be honest. Oh, that's good. That's pretty cool, Hello fan. I give Google my tithe, so I can watch with no ads and Cavs videos while my phone is locked. That's pretty cool. That is a good feature. That's why I do like Twitch, actually, that on mobile you can exit the app and still have the video playing, even close your phone. But then I get many Prague ads. Yeah, I think it's just like it's just the political things just put you into like a bit of a box. Yeah, the more leftist stuff I watch, YouTube tries to shove Ben Shapiro down my throat. It's definitely like an interesting question though, because it's like Twitch streaming. Okay, the skills for streaming are different than YouTube. I do genuinely believe being a YouTuber is far harder than being a Twitch streamer. Like, it's different skills for sure, but I think generally there are a lot more skills you need in YouTube that are kind of like applicable to Twitch streams, but you can't apply them back to videos. Like I often hear Twitch streamers say if they ever make like scripted videos or like where they got to talk to the camera, it's actually really hard and they can't do it. Where I think sometimes if you talk to the camera generally on a scripted video, mine aren't scripted, but like planned video, let's say, you do have the skills to cross over to live. That's where, like, you know, like I'm fine at live streaming. Like I'm good at live streaming and I'm good at videos. I'd say probably my live streams aren't as good as Twitch streamers because I don't react to stuff and I don't watch videos on stream. It's just me talking to people for like 2 hours, which I like doing. But you know, that's not something that's gonna probably build me a live streaming audience. Yeah, sometimes I play video games. It's not very popular with you guys, which is fine because obviously you guys don't watch me for gaming stuff really. But yeah, like but Twitch streams is a different skill. Like you've got to be entertaining, you've got to like grind it. Like for example, I'm just like not in the mood tonight for streaming. But like I'm committed to doing 2 streams a week, so I am doing it tonight. But like, if it was up to me, I wouldn't do it. If you asked me to do like a 7 or 8 hour stream, I'd be like, fuck that. I really don't want to do that. The only Twitch streamer I want to be is a Call of Duty fucking gaming streamer where, because you're concentrating so hard, you don't even have to read the chat. That's where I'd make the exception. But if you said like, it depends really. Like, no, I'd rather grind YouTube for money rather than grind Twitch for money, just because it's my own schedule and I don't have to be like in a good mood all the time or like try and fake it and stuff. I can just like make my videos. It's also just like a better way of presenting information, I think, as well. But like, I guess the other flipping the coin is if I didn't live stream, then I guess people feel like a lot more distant to you as like a creator, whereas with a live streamer you feel like you know them a bit better because you're getting a more natural style of content and natural I guess a natural presentation of the content as well. Whereas for me, and people even said to me like, you sound different on live stream than you do on your videos, because I do, because I'm not presenting, so I'm not speaking in a more elevated way, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting question in terms of like, is it fair use, or what is even harder? I think it's very different skills. To be honest, like I'm not shitting on Twitch streamers, and I don't think it's like people think it's like fucking easy. It might be easy if you've made it as like a gaming streamer, but to actually make it in the first place is hard. Like and if you make it as a YouTuber as well, hey, and if you make it, can you close the door, please? Oh yeah, I just tell my brother to make no noise when he comes down, so he leaves the door open and smacks into something. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm saying if you make it as these things, like you have more resources. So like, if you're a Twitch streamer, so like most of you guys work full time, and I've worked full time, and if you trade that, so if you did 8 hours a day streaming, where you're just watching YouTube videos or I don't know, playing video games, obviously that's preferable to a full-time job. But to actually get to that point in the first place, you're gonna have to grind it and like go through like hardships and making that stuff. If you're a YouTuber, it's actually even easier because of the scripted content. You can just pay someone to make your videos if you've made it to the top. So in theory, if you're like a big YouTuber, you can make like enough money where you pay people to do your stuff. So the role it has in your life is really, really small, especially if you're like one of these really shitty React YouTubers as well. Thanks, Blake. Thanks for stopping by though. I personally prefer streams when it comes to political content. I don't know why. Maybe it's like the sense of community and like the live reactions of it, or like someone maybe being funny or something like that. Should read theory on one of your streams. That'd be absolutely fucking boring, so I'm never gonna do that. But then like yeah, like Kennedy, I've gotten into Twitch a lot more in the last like year or so, maybe like 2 years. I used to think like, oh, Twitch streaming games is so fucking stupid. To be fair, I don't actually watch gaming streams. I still don't think that's like, for me it's like, if I have time to watch this stream like in leisure time, then I'd rather just be playing a game myself than watching someone play it. And also because gaming streams is more visual anyway, so you've got to kind of be paying attention and watching it. Whereas with political streams, a lot of the time you can just like, you know, I said you can even lock your phone and just listen to it when you're doing stuff. So would I ever hire an editor? No, I'd never hire an editor. To be honest, it's just like, because of my political beliefs, I'd want to pay them fairly, but then I'd never have enough money from YouTube realistically that I could ever pay them fairly. So I don't think I'd ever hire an editor, because to be honest, like editing is like absolutely fucking boring. Like, I'll admit, it's probably like the worst part of YouTube. Like, and why it's so bad is because unlike thumbnail editing, you literally have to concentrate. So I'll put on like a Twitch stream while I'm editing, but I won't be paying much attention, and I'll be listening to music while listening to the actual audio on the video content itself. And that is just so like, because the way my life is structured, I'm like editing like late into the night / morning on a Friday night. And I'm so fucking bored, and I just want the week to be over. So yeah, that's like part of like the most boring part of YouTube is editing. Unless you're editing something that you know is going to be a banger and you're excited because you're hyped the whole time. You're like, it's like when I made that JonTron video like 3 months ago. I was like, and it's still getting crazy views right now. Like, it's got like 50k views in the last 2 days or something. And when I was making that, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like, it's gonna be a banger. I'm excited for this to come out. So I was like hyped making that. Whereas a lot of the time, I'm just like, is this gonna do well? Maybe it won't. Like, I'm talking about Nordic socialism. Like, do people even give a shit about that? To be fair, like, that video got 10k views, so like, happy enough about that. But then I got a video tomorrow about Sigma males, and then I might talk about that Let's Go branding stuff on Wednesday, and then I might talk about patriotic socialism on Friday. I'm like, do people care about that shit? And that's the, like, the anxiety you have when you're making it, your video editing. So like, people are gonna hate this, people are gonna hate this. Like, are they actually gonna enjoy like watching me do this stuff? All right. Sorry, did I break up for a sec there? Oh, sorry, no, my chat just froze. It looked like I'd stopped streaming. Sigma gang, you even close to 50k? Yeah, I'm closing in. I thought I'd get it by the end of the year. It'd be amazing if I got it before I was 26. 2 more weeks. But I haven't got any bangers in my head. Like, I'm exhausted of the banger ideas. I wasn't actually thinking of Peter Coffin, but obviously that kind of factors into it. I love the Sigma sales shit. It's hilarious. Yeah. So basically, I want to talk about like the toxic masculinity of even thinking about men in that way, like alpha, beta, sigma, and just how ridiculous it is. Like, for me, what a sigma male is. So also, what I don't understand, how is Ragnar Lothbrok a sigma male? I don't fucking understand how Ragnar Lothbrok is a sigma male. Like, I understand that he's like very his own person and he like is unconventional as a leader, but he's also the leader of a massive fucking army. Like, he's an alpha male because he's like the alpha in like a pack, like a gorilla or like a wolf. Where like John Wick is the other sigma male. I understand why John Wick is a sigma male, but like, sigma male is so ridiculous. It's for fucking like really insecure people to try and convince themselves they're like really masculine or some shit. Like, I actually can't believe this is even a thing sometimes. Omega male is another one. Isn't that like a beta male though? But yeah, I need to watch some more videos about this shit lately. He disavowed his own stuff. Meow, what's his name? You got Meow, do you have me on Discord or do you have me on Twitter? Not Twitter, on Instagram. I don't have DMs on Twitter. Shrigma Mail. But Shrigma Mail is a fucking joke though, isn't it? So Ashley don't post. They're not together anymore, Halo fan. And then they've been together for like a year. And also, she don't post anymore either, so. Yeah, Meow, if you have me on something, can you send me that? Because that would be really helpful. I enjoy your videos. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it. It's all, but Little Fox, it's not a joke. It was literally made on like it was made by like some Nazi guy. It's not actually a joke. It's a joke now. Like, Sigma male is like a massive meme, but they're like, people believing in like alpha males, beta males, all that shit. That's not a joke. Like, people do believe that. Sigma male has become a bit of a joke because it's just so fucking ridiculous. Editing stuff of yourself in it is the worst. I don't mind editing stuff of myself in it. Like, you get past that weird stage of like, I don't know, being weird hearing yourself back. Like, I've got past that like years and years ago. It's just boring as fuck. That's the main thing. Sigma gang, yeah. Well, I do a video on brocialism. Is that like socially conservative Marxism? I've heard grown men argue about who's the alpha and who's the beta. To be honest, like, the ridiculous. Okay, it's ridiculous, but like, Sigma male, like, I understand it a bit from like a perspective is like for me personally, like, I'm not. If we're actually pretending this is real, right? Let's pretend this is real. Like, because someone made a good video how Sigma male is actually like a personality type. Like, it's based on like a real personality type of someone. For me personally, it's like I have like leadership qualities, like I always have, like in work or school, and it's like the one thing I always say to my girlfriend, because she has this as well. It's like, whenever I'm in a group situation, I always become the leader, not because I'm seeking to lead that situation. It's because no one else can be fucking bothered and they just won't talk. So whether that was like university seminars, I'd always talk the most. Not because I wanted to talk the most, and I love hearing myself speak, which some people do. It's because I didn't want it to be fucking awkward and no one talk, which I often didn't. It's like with group projects at uni, I would always become the main person because people just be like so fucking lazy. And I guess for me, it's like I'd rather take the burden on myself and get it done than just be like lazy and maybe not finish it properly. But like, so like if I'm playing football, like, I'm mainly the one talking the most when we're playing. But like I don't. But the thing is, I guess in terms of being like a sigma male, I don't want that responsibility. Like I don't seek it out, and I don't like strive to be like some sort of leader in any scenario. I often feel like it's just put on me because people are such like, I don't know, like so unwilling to just. I think it's just laziness sometimes. It can be like confidence issues and maybe like even social anxiety. But I feel like sometimes it is just fucking laziness and wanting other people to do shit for you. So for me, it always ends up me doing stuff. Like it's in my family life as well. It's like everything like that. It's like it just all the burden always falls on me, and I will do it, and I'm like confident enough to do it and everything. But I don't want to do it. So like, I guess that's like sigma could like apply. Like I can understand how you can view yourself as a sigma, but the thing is, if you're calling yourself a sigma, I find it hard to believe you actually act like a sigma. It's like it's also like someone who's like very successful in like social situations but like doesn't really try so other shit like that as well. But it's just like yeah, like the thing is, I think sometimes being like in like a leadership role is like a lot of people who think they're alpha males are just complete cocks about it and like rule by fear, whereas like I think sometimes if you're being like this sigma this sigma who's like an alpha male but doesn't really want to be, is like you've more empathetic, I guess, and that's what I try and be. Even when I play football, like I try and like, if I'm gonna criticize someone, I'm gonna praise them just as much because like, you know, that's what I feel like you should do if you're a good leader and stuff. Oh my god, Lincoln, that's so fucking funny. I find it hard to believe they look like me, but maybe they did. There's no such thing as laziness. I think there is. As someone who's been very lazy today, in weird ways, like so yeah, lay in bed, got up, went back to bed, played football, lay in bed, live streamed, and then probably gonna do some work. But like I have been lazy today. I do think laziness is a thing. I struggle with it a bit sometimes. I'm really not a lazy person, but like I could definitely manage my time a lot better. The concept of lazy for me, I guess, is different. Lazy for me is just like needing to do something in good time and just not doing it, and putting that burden on someone else. That's what I think laziness is. Not really like, I don't think laziness is like you go to work every day but you don't grind it and try really hard to get promotion, so therefore you're lazy. I don't think it's stuff like that. For me, it's more like you're happy enough for other people to take the burden, which a lot of the time is your responsibility, which you should be doing, as just being a good person. You get this at work all the time. So many people, like I call them lazy, so fucking lazy, and letting me do all the work, and they'll know I'll do it because that's my personality. That I will just do it because I don't want like, you know, to put people in trouble or like other shit like that. If I was on Twitter, if you have Discord, you can find a screenshot. My friend came across. Okay, no, Tarbeck saying that happened with me in high school. I and my friends are shy and quiet compared to others, but since I was way more confident relative to them, I came off as way more dominant than I actually am. Yeah, that's the thing that sucks sometimes. Is like I always say, it's like here's a good situation, right? Like I was in a KFC with my friends, and me and one of them were sitting really far away from the others because it was really busy. And then I see a gang of three people go up to my six mates and they start like harassing them, right? Start trying to fight them, and I'm like, oh, like, do I have to go over there? And I'm just watching this happen, and a lot of these guys are quite big as well, like about my height. And I'm like, are they not just going to tell these guys to fuck off? So then, like, I'm watching this, and then one of them comes over and sits with us. I'm like, why are you coming over here? And he's like, oh, don't know. So then I walk over to these people and basically tell them to fuck off, and then it just starts off into like a massive argument. And I said to him afterwards, like, why do I have to come over and like say that? Like, there's six of you and there's three of them, and I have to come over and say that shit to them. Like, I don't want to do that. I wasn't even involved, and I've got to do that because you won't stand up for yourself. That's not laziness, but that's the type of shit like sometimes you got to deal with, and it's annoying. It's like I've got into so many situations like that in my life, and that's why I feel like with a lot of shit like that I could get myself into like kind of like serious trouble. Is that like I there's like obviously there's a sense of injustice. Obviously, like it's my friends, and I don't want stuff bad to happen to them. But it's also like I do it because I know other people won't do it, and I don't think that's always a good quality about myself. Is that like there's been situations like there's one time me and my friend got really badly beaten up by these people, and I knew he was slower than me, and I knew he was like really slow. So all my friends ran off, and I didn't run off, and we just got like beaten up by like 30 people. This was when we were like 16 and stuff, and I was just like really pissed off. I was like, I wish they didn't run because there was more of us, but they all ran, and I was like, I'm not gonna leave this guy here on his own to be beaten the hell out of. So I stayed as well. But it's just like, and I am actually really fast, or I was when my knees were good. But it's just shit like that. It's just like I know if I saw something bad happen in real life, because I've done it in the past, is that I wouldn't be able to let it go, but I'd also not want it. I don't know if it makes sense. If I saw something bad happening, if I saw someone being like some stranger being properly threatened by like a really intimidating gang, I would probably say something, but out of like a self-preservation angle, I shouldn't say anything, and I don't want to actually say anything. But there's two reasons. It's like I there's some sort of like moral obligation to do something, but also like it's just something about myself where like I just feel like I have to do it for some reason, just because I will. But it's obviously like a shitty thing because like the guys that I went up to and confronted, they said they had a knife and stuff and they were gonna stab us, and it's like there's other shit like that before. It's like I got sucker punched literally in the same spot, like because I told this guy to fuck off because he was harassing my friend at a bar, and then he followed us, and then he ran up to us and like snuck up to us and like punched me in the face and knocked my friend out before running off, just because we said something to him to tell him to fuck off for like harassing our friend and stuff. So it's like I sometimes do get worried about myself. Is that like if I saw something really bad that I shouldn't be involved with, like there's stuff like obviously I've heard awful stories about like some sort of like domestic incidents or just like general fights outside clubs, and like people getting involved and then they get attacked by all of them for getting involved. Like I heard that story the other day, a really bad one. Is like there was a couple fighting on the street, and this guy went up to them and he basically tried to stand up for the woman, and they both attacked him for getting involved. And it's just like it's shitty stuff like that makes me a bit worried. Smith Black, thanks so much for the super chat. It seems like everyone has anxiety or trauma nowadays. It makes me seem weird for being well adjusted in my friend group. That's good to hear, Smith. I appreciate the donation. The thing is, like, it's different kinds of thing. Like for me, like, from having like really bad experiences with like gangs and stuff growing up, and even in my like, early 20s, it's like it's not like trauma in the sense like. Here's the thing people understand, like, because I was defending AOC for saying like the capital stuff was really triggering. It was really triggering for her because of like her past experiences with assault, and people were like, "Oh, you've never had shit like this happen to you." And I said like anyone who has had something bad happen to them will know the feeling when that happens again. Like I don't know how many of you guys like, because I've been beaten up before by like a gang. When you feel like it's gonna happen again, you like time slows down and your stomach drops and you know you're about to get fucked up. Like I spoke to some of my other friends about this. It's like you know you're gonna get fucked up, and it's like that anxiety and trauma kicking in where you're like it's the fight or flight. But you're like I'm literally right now I'm getting fucked up and there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know if anyone has that experience, but like I can totally relate with AOC saying like when this was happening, she just had that physical like reaction to what was happening because of her past experience. And I was like, I totally relate to that because I've had that multiple times in my life where it's just like I am about to get fucked up right now and this is a really bad situation. I'm sure people find it probably way worse, but I'm like, this is a really bad situation and I can't escape it. And that's why I feel like with the times I've been beaten up for like sticking up for my friends and stuff, it's like I felt like that's what I felt like before I even got involved. I was like, I've got to do this because of myself, and I because if I ran, I just wouldn't get over that. If I ran, I'd feel so bad about myself. So like I'm trapped by myself as well as a situation where like I remember when I went to confront those people, I was like, oh for fuck's sake, I was like, I really don't want to do this. But then I went and did it. But I'm just like in my logically, I probably should just like not gone over it, or maybe like in other situations like with my friend, I should just ran. But like it's like it's like two feelings conflict. It's like, well, you're just gonna get fucked up then, even though you could escape. But I think everyone has that feeling. It's just like, it's not like severe trauma or like anxiety, but there is a feeling that will kick back in if something bad happens to you. Like, even like with my neurological problems, when they kick off again, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, like, is this seriously happening again? Like, I thought I got over this. Let's read some of the comments. The curse of having empathy. Yeah, I'm way too empathetic, to be honest. I think it's a bit my not like in like I'm a way too humble person. I mean, like, I find it hard to hold people accountable for their actions because I don't believe in free will, and I believe we're all products of our environment. Therefore, you don't have much control over what you do or who you are. So I think that's a bad thing about having too much empathy, is that like you find it hard to hold people accountable for their own actions. The UK is such shit with the speech laws. Yeah, hey Red Leader. I spoke about this a bit earlier, but yeah, it's a joke. Males born after 1994 can't do work. All they know is charge their phones, stream on YouTube, be lazy, talk leftism, and lie. Yeah, that's the Sigma grind set right there. Yeah, Kennedy. I have this book which my girlfriend gave me. It's like it's even got my Kavernacle like face on it, to plan my weeks, and it was really good. But then I got to the end of it and was like, I haven't been using it for ages now. Like, I need to buy a new one. Okay, I know exactly what you mean. A guy I know a few years ago went to a bar in England. Some chud slammed a bottle into his face and took out one of his. Oh fucking hell! He was so drunk they couldn't operate using any. Oh my god, that's awful. Yeah, that's why I think I'm really not up for nightlife. Like, I rarely go to pubs, even before COVID. Yeah, Meow. Basically, knife in London specifically, knife crime is really bad. And because of like obviously the connections of poverty and crime, a lot the most poor people in London are normally minorities, usually black people. So it's a lot of black teenagers killing each other with knives, and it's like a massive epidemic. But they brought back, I think they brought back stop and search to try and like counter it. It's like so counterproductive because you're just making black people feel like even more marginalised. But a lot because sorry, got something in my throat. Because a lot of British footballers are black. There is a lot of discussion around it, and like there is a lot of visibility on it, but like it just feels like it's getting a bit out of control. Like a couple of years ago, it was really really bad. Like so many killings in London. Um, to be honest, like that also makes me a bit apprehensive. But to be honest, I don't go out in like London much. Like I'll go up London in the day, with my girlfriend, or to maybe meet some people that I know who live up there. But like, there's places in London. Like my friend's girlfriend moved to Peckham. Like I would not move there. Like I wouldn't. The thing is, I'm so paranoid about this shit because I've had bad experience. Like I won't. I'll rarely walk somewhere bad at night. Like there's somewhere I went to school, which actually isn't really that bad. Even my girlfriend lives isn't that bad. But like I'd be very apprehensive about even now at like 25. I forget like a man, so I'd be less likely to be harassed like I was when I was like a teenager. But like I'm still really like apprehensive to walk places at night. Like I said to my friend, I went to his wedding on Saturday. I don't know if you guys saw that photo. No, his engagement party. He's Indian, but he lives in a part of London which is like half bad, half good. And we went to the engagement party. And we went to a bar afterwards, and I asked him where it is, and I was like, yeah, if you said it wasn't that other place, I wouldn't have gone. Like in terms of like, it's just asking for trouble. And at one time as well, my friend went to his KFC. He's like, "You gonna come?" And I was like, "I'll just go wait in the car, mate. There's always trouble there." And then he's like, "Yeah, there was a massive fight in there. Like, you be glad you didn't come." It's just like I just have this like, I think I'm. It's good, but I'm a bit more paranoid than your average person just because of bad experiences in my life. And sometimes I look at people who like do stuff I never would. And I'm like, the only reason you do that, for good and bad, is because you haven't had a bad experience. So I read some more stuff. What's an ICP shirt? Like, sorry you jumped in high school. I was never ever jumped or I mean, I had a couple fights in secondary school, but nothing major really. Um, yeah, I never had a bad fight in secondary school, but just like a couple like grappling fights with some other kids and stuff when I was like 14 to 16. But the worst ones are always by other schools. Yeah, Halo fan. That's a really good point. What I learned a lot about working in a contact center for a while is that empathy can be a real liability. You need to be able to disregard other people's problems just to survive. Yeah, that's exactly my problem sometimes. It's like why I think the world gets me down so much is because I have too much empathy in the sense that like I often find it really hard to focus on myself and just like my own feelings about like my own life personally rather than like my feelings about like the world and politics. And also if I can never succeed in business, like high level business, because I have too much morality, like not in like I'm a very moral person. I I I feel bad when I righteously I like I said, I felt bad when I ratioed that actor on Twitter, even though he totally deserved it. I felt bad because I know I'm making him feel bad. I don't know if anyone gets that. Like, no matter how awful the person, if I know I'm making them feel bad, I feel bad, and even though they fucking deserve it, I feel bad. Um, yeah, like it can be detrimental to yourself. It's just like putting yourself in other people's shoes too much, where you feel bad for people who totally don't deserve it. Yeah, free will for me. I've said this before. Free will. What people often think it's like, free will for me is like I can drink a coffee right now. I can drink a beer, but I don't think that's free will. It's like your path. Like I guess like old Norse people believed in like predeterminism, but like I think your path is pretty much set from when you're born, and it's not because there's like some thread by like the world tree or some shit like that. It's like literally because your environment is gonna limit you to a certain style of living, and you might have some people who break through that. Like Barack Obama, for example, is a great example. First black president, didn't grow up as like a child of massive privilege or anything like that, so didn't have an easy path to that life. But I think for most people, you're molded by your environment, you're molded by where you live, you're molded by your specifically your parents. Like if you have shitty parents, you're even if you reject a lot of who they are, you're gonna get very shitty traits from them. Like I always say, like my parents are really nice and stuff, but they have bad qualities which I see in my other siblings, and I say to them like, the reason I'm not like that is because I don't want to be like that, and I see it in all of you, and I don't want to. So for example, they will get very like not like for long term, but they'll react very angrily to like accidents. Like if you just, that saying, no use crying over spilt milk. If they spilt milk and smashed a glass, they would get very angry about it. They'd be visibly angry. They'd get very frustrated about it, and I say to them, or even if like you see them around the house, whatever, and they can be in a bad mood, and you'll very much know they're in a bad mood. And I say to my girlfriend, like, I don't want people to be uncomfortable around me, and I don't want to be taking out my emotions on other people. Like I'll have times where I'm like quieter and stuff, but like I don't want people to think like, oh, I really don't want to be around him. He's just acting in such a bad mood. But to be honest, I don't do that because I see my parents do it, but then my siblings do it as well because they've inherited those traits. But then I probably inherited other traits from them that I don't even realize. But like even that's what I mean. Like even if you see your parents as bad examples, you're like, I don't want to be like my parents. You're still going to be influenced by them because they've raised you since you were a child. So in terms of like free will, you really don't have much of a choice of who you are really. Even for me, who feels like very different from the rest of my family and even my parents, it's like if I think about it really, I'm a product of my environment. Like I said, like I'm very paranoid about going out at night in certain places. Not every place. I feel very safe in my own like hometown. Like I'll go running at like I used to like 11:30 at night and stuff. Like I don't feel unsafe. Thankfully, because I'm a man who's also 6'2", so like I don't feel like threatened by like individual people too much. But like even my experiences through life have molded like I would never live in certain parts of the world or certain parts of London. I'm even paranoid about traveling a lot as well because I'm just like I don't. It feels like in my life a lot of times bad things have happened to me despite taking steps to avoid them. So I feel like kind of like that stuff is maybe something about how I look just draws bad people to like harassing me or some shit like that. So I guess all that stuff together just like really limits your life. Like I could be X, I could be Y, I could go and do X, I could go and do Y, but realistically, am I going to do those things? I could like get up at 6 every day, eat a very healthy breakfast, do yoga and like work out, and I know, be really toned, like look like some male ballet dancer or some shit like that. But am I going to do that? Probably never in a million years. Like, and could I even make myself do that? I really, really doubt it. And like, because I feel like it's just like so many years of like environmental factors, relationships, outside events, family and stuff that make you a certain way, which is either very, very hard to change or even impossible. And even if you do change, I think that was always part of your like journey. Like for me, it's like the reason I'm not like my parents is because I've seen something in them that I like personally don't like, but I never chose to not like that or relate to it. I don't personally like the tension they create with how they act sometimes, so I don't want to do that to other people. But that comes from having too much empathy, so like it feels like it's not a conscious choice. I don't know, so I've never really believed in free will in like the real what's the word I'm looking for? Like I believe in free will just like the really minor stuff. You can choose to do something on a certain day or not do something. You can choose to eat something or not eat something or whatever. That's all like, you know, I think within like free will. But I think the trajectory of your life, and if you change it or don't change it, I think that's always going to be the same outcome. Like I don't know if like quantum realms exist, but I think I don't know if I think like small little choices really affect anything. Is that like the butterfly effect? Is that film? But yeah, I'll read your comments. How the Brits call us violent sounds like a real shit show. Yeah, Red Leader. The knife crime is way worse in America still. I think the propaganda in America was Britain was more violent was based on 1 month where knife crime in London was higher than New York. But I think pretty much every documented year since then has been New York has and other cities like London have way higher knife crime. Yeah, someone saying Hitman saying American conservatives love using the knife crime in the UK to deflect lax gun laws. Yeah, UK violence is bad, but it's really nothing compared to America. America's just like a crazy violent society. But yeah, England obviously has its own problems. Who's talking about acid attacks? I didn't mention it. What actor? Wait, you guys talking about yourselves or? Secondary seems like an insane time. Fights and getting involved in gangs and violence. I guess people are still figuring themselves out. Yeah, I didn't even go to a bad school and there's loads of that shit. I'd hate to go to a really, really bad school in the UK. Yeah, I hope it doesn't escalate round. It's not a nice feeling. It takes a couple of weeks to get over sometimes. Yeah, the thing is, I always just stood up for myself, and like, contrary to like popular belief, like parents' advice, standing up for yourself is not always a good way to avoid escalation of stuff. I was never bullied in school, or as a kid or anything, but like a lot of the fights just resolved from like not allowing people to walk over you, which sometimes has bad results. I mean, you can feel good about it afterwards, but it's like I was talking about my job in the video on Wednesday last week about anti-work, and I was saying like I physically couldn't let that go. Like what was happening at my job, like I had to say something, and I was the main person who did say something, and that's what I'm talking about. This thing is like I have to say something, and luckily it worked out this time where I'm doing something I really love for better money. But like I didn't want to do that because I'm like I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to quit my job. I'm like I've fucking got to do this just because like of the injustice, but also because I know no one else is going to do it. So I don't stand up for myself and others often with a smile. I feel like it's put on me to do, but like because of my own sense of like empathy and like what's right in the world, I always end up kind of doing the right thing, but like I don't I don't enjoy doing it. I'd rather someone else do it, but like sometimes it always fucking ends up being me in the situations I've had in my life. I have to fight against the worst of my parents' behaviour every day. Yeah, that sucks. My parents aren't really that bad, to be honest, but like yeah, the bad aspects of them, I do. They don't influence me, but like I do get pretty annoyed and just remind myself not to be like that. Also, I'm about to lurk and go play Fortnite. Have a good night, man. Thanks so much for joining, Kennedy. Appreciated it after you were streaming as well. Oh, what actor I ratioed? Yeah, I ratioed Toby Stevens, um, who plays Captain Flint in Black Sails, and he plays that. What's that Netflix show about something? Will Robinson. He plays Will Robinson's dad. His mum is Maggie Smith, who plays Professor McGonagall in Harry Potter, and basically his dad was a famous actor as well. Like very like old school, like elitist actor. So he had a very privileged upbringing. He was basically saying that £15 an hour was too radical, and I was just saying like, well, when's the last time you ever worked for £15 an hour? I just called him an elitist, and he got quite offended about it because I said, you know, your parents, one was a knight, one was a dame. You went to private school, probably never had had good connections, probably never worked properly in your life. When's the last time you worked for £15 an hour? Probably never. And then he got very offended. And I felt kind of bad after that, but I was like, I'm totally right in saying that to you. What do I think of firearm ownership among the proletariat? I mean, in this like revolutionary world, I think it's a good thing. In America, I think it's a good thing. I wouldn't love it in the UK, to be honest, because of the escalation it might bring. So I don't know. Elon free willed himself to 36 billion in one day. But even that, like, it's so easy. You know, Elon Musk, his dad was wealthy. Yeah, we sure are. I think it's better to say would be that your environment determines how many choices you can make. A poor person will have less choice than they can make over someone who's a middle class. Yeah, that is true as well, I guess. Part of East Cleveland, I got hit by a bomb. Yeah, the thing is, American poverty, and also we talked about this last time with homelessness, like the violent homeless people in America is crazy, but it's not their fault obviously, but it's because of the rife amount of like insane drugs and access to often weaponry as well. Like they were showing like Skid Row in LA and all these people like is it called tweaking on meth? There was like so many fucking people, maybe about 50 people just standing there like zombies. And some people in the comments, it was in Late Stage Capital, it was like, I'm from like fucking like Bosnia, which is like comparatively one of the poorer nations in Europe, and they're like, I've never seen anything like this. So that like poverty and violence in America is just like insane levels that you just don't get in the UK. Like London is bad, places like Birmingham, certain parts of Birmingham, Leicester, uh, Liverpool, Manchester, Glasgow, yeah, they are bad comparatively. Just compared to peaceful enough cities, but yet nothing compared to American cities. Generally, I remember someone saying, I remember seeing the murder capital of the UK was nothing compared to. Sorry, that's a comment. Um, was nothing near St. Louis's murder rate. Yeah, not surprising. Yeah, Brandon. Hope you make it through okay. I'm guessing it's like maybe like a Midwest or Southern school, but you know, to be honest, that could be anywhere. Anti-trans bigotry is really rife everywhere. To be honest, I haven't watched any Adam something. I don't actually know who they are. Have you tried Twitter dark mode? I've explained this before. Because I have neurological problems. If I read white text on a black screen, just lines appear in my vision. Like the text is still there, so I prefer reading. I used to love dark mode, but I prefer light now. What do I do for work outside YouTube? Nothing anymore. YouTube full time. I used to be a pharmaceutical journalist, but I quit that nearly a year ago now, which is pretty crazy to think about. Just because they wouldn't lock down the office, so I just had a massive fight, and then I just got everyone work from home for another month, and then I just was like, I'm never fucking coming back here, so I just did the work from home for a month, and I just quit. So yeah, YouTube full time now, and finally my salary is good enough where it is like better than the job I used to have, like pretty significantly, I'd say last 3 months or so, and hopefully going forward it's pretty stable. But I need to grow the Patreon more. Basically, I want to get to like $1,000 a month on Patreon, and then I can feel a bit better about everything. Because lately YouTube's been really annoying about monetizing stuff. Where I have been making a fair bit of money this month, but it's mainly from like longer videos that have been monetized. Where I normally make a lot of the money from individual videos. I've seen some crazy things in Skid Row, not surprising. Here's a question, Brandon. You're from New Zealand. Does the New Zealand left consider New Zealand a settler colonial nation, like the United States, or Canada, or Australia? Because it is, but like, it's got like quite a good global reputation for being quite tolerant. So even though it's not, have I thought about hiring someone to clip your streams? No. The thing is, if someone started clipping my streams and doing stream highlights, I'd probably tell them to shut it down, or I just copyright strike them and make them stop. Because I maybe want to do it one day, but I also know what parts of the stream I'd want to clip, and I'd also know, because if I want to do them for real videos, I was talking about this earlier, and I also have enough time. Like, even if I stop now, and if the video uploaded properly, I'd probably still have enough time to get out the clipped. I could clip the video myself and upload it tonight if I wanted to. But yeah, hiring anyone completely out of my financial capability, to be honest. And if I can save money not hiring people anyway, like even if I was making a bit more, I'd probably do that. Also, like, you know, I like doing this really, so it's not the worst thing. Like, I do a lot of hours, but it's not the end of the world really, because yeah, just thumbnail, like someone, to be honest, someone has done 2 of my thumbnails and I didn't pay them, but they really insisted they wanted to make them for their portfolio, so I said they could do them, but I don't ask them to do them. Not saying I was doing them a favour, because they are good thumbnails and stuff, not that they really fit much my style. I'm not saying like I let them, but like I didn't pay them, but I never asked them to do it. I never offered to pay them or anything. I said to them, I can't pay you, and I don't want you. I said multiple times I don't want you to do it, because I can't pay you and I feel bad about it. But then they just really insisted, so I let them do 2. But otherwise, no, I wouldn't hire anyone. Redley is saying New Zealand is like Scandinavian countries, progressive, but it gets, because it's dirty work for the daddy empire. Yeah, it seems like. Okay, the left believes that education surrounding colonisation is very pro-settler or centrist, and anti-Maorism racism is very normalised. Wasn't that Maori politician not allowed to wear his like necklace thing, and he got kicked out of Parliament or something? Oh, okay. Current New Zealand government literally formed a coalition with its right-wing anti-immigration party in its first term. Oh, okay. Not so great then. Maybe New Zealand will be my target next, after Norway. Yeah, don't you think it's ironic that the usual? But the thing is, the free speech warriors never give a shit about left wing speech being censored ever. I mean, Arden specifically is okay compared to Western politicians, but I don't know enough about New Zealand politics yet to pass like a massive judgment. Obviously, she's handled the pandemic well. Have I ever considered visiting the US? My girlfriend's going for most of December. Personally, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'd love to go to New York. Is one place I'd like to go. but that's pretty much it. But also they vet you quite heavily. I definitely lie about being a YouTuber, and you know when they ask for your social media stuff, I just give them all my personal ones that I never use. Arden is better than Tony Blair, yeah, for sure. Tony Blair's a fucking monster. So why do Reddit libs think China is literally Nazi Germany 2.0? Just propaganda. Even calling it totalitarian is fucking stupid. Alright. So for the rest of this week, so tomorrow I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do a video on the Sigma male stuff. And then on Wednesday I want to do the Let's Go Brandon shit just because it's so cringy and fucking it's fucking stupid because I hate Joe Biden, fuck Joe Biden, I will just say that. I don't need some like little like, oh look, the NPCs don't understand, the normies don't understand, let's go Brandon, ha ha ha. Oh my god, it's so fucking pathetic. Come to Canada, it's plain and boring. I mean, Canada's look cool as well. My list is southern Spain, which I've been to like fucking loads of times anyway, to live. Then Vietnam. If I ever live in Vietnam, visit China and Japan. So it's a phenomenon. It's just fucking stupid. Just say fuck Joe Biden. Like that's totally fine. She thought it was a player's name. Yeah. Tag me in it on Twitter. Or send me it on Discord or Instagram. Ligma Mail. China is definitely authoritarian. Well, I'm saying it's not totalitarian. There's a difference between... And there's a difference between more authoritarian and totalitarian. Although I still think you can have different levels of it. I mean, is China worse than like Gaddafi's Libya or like Assad's Syria? Probably not. Yeah, I'll do a video maybe on Wednesday about it. I mean, definitely a lot of Red Scare stuff has always been racist. Like, first against Jews, then against Asians, then against black people as well in Africa. My audio is messed up. What does it sound like? Should be fine. I mean, libs just don't understand anything. They also think like Western democracy is something to aim for when it's just completely destroyed by capitalism. Like I think they don't like China because they're still patriots who just don't like stuff competing. Like, for example, what would the reaction be if like I don't know, a certain African country overthrew their like IMF backed US backed capitalist dictator and set up a Chinese style communist one party state? Like what would the reaction be? And they would be like, well, you know, it works for China. China's one of the most powerful countries in the world, one party state, communist. Why don't we do that as well? Like raise people out of poverty, good education. Why don't we do that? And like that's what the libs can't stand. It's like if more countries look at, and that's why they hate it. It's the more countries look at China. Again, I don't want Chinese style communist society like for Britain and stuff. I don't want that. But then I'm obviously not going to tell developing countries what they should do or what they shouldn't do. Like with Cuba and Vietnam are better off. You know, South Vietnam was technically a democracy, sham democracy, but it was technically one. There were elections, which were rigged and not actually fair, but it was a capitalist democracy. North Vietnam, you know, people should be happy North Vietnam won the war. Vietnam is far better off today than it was under the South's rule. Cuba's better off today, despite the embargo, than it was under Batista. I mean, people, you know, the thing is, people, in my mind, I like free speech. I'm a YouTuber. I like free internet. Our elections aren't free. I get to pick one or two shit parties while most of the country is brainwashed by the same people
who run the parties, who also own the newspapers and the media. So most people in the country think Jeremy Corbyn is a racist, and Boris Johnson, who said hundreds of racist things and wrote a racist book, isn't a racist. That's not a free and fair democracy. And also, what I might be sent to prison for ratioing a politician on fucking Twitter now. Is that the fucking freedom I'm allowed in this country? So, like, Libs is just ridiculous because Britain isn't free, America isn't free, they're oligarchies. And your choice is so limited, you can't ever vote for real change, and it's just fucking stupid. So if people, I don't want the Chinese system, like I said, but like the reason the Chinese Communist Party and the papers they have influence over have so much fun with poking all these, this stuff about the West's, relationship with capitalism, is because it's true, and they have fun with it. It's like, you're run by corporations and like the aristocracy have controlled you for like the last 1,000 years, and you're so free compared to us. And it's true. Like, I'm not saying either country is free, but it's funny that people be like, well, China is so authoritarian. Well, what are we in this country? If we want to change the government, what options do we have? If there was a revolution, what would happen to us? We'd all be killed. Even if it was peaceful. You saw Black Lives Matter protests. What do you call that? Police running around shooting people in the face and beating the shit out of them and killing them and brutalising them for protesting police brutality. And this is the same country that lectures Cuba about authoritarianism. Give me a break. Like, the US is one of the most authoritarian, like, Western countries. And the reason, in last summer 2020, the US looked like fucking Egypt during the Arab Spring. Like, those police are like literally using Iraq war military surplus to brutalise their own citizens. Trump walked to that fucking church where the police beat the shit out of like the global press, and that's the thing that I can't stand, right? Like, what libs need to understand, a lot of people for my Taiwan video, they're like, well, American imperialism is the preferable option to Chinese, and I'm like, why is it the preferable option? Like, I don't want to pick either. That was my video. I was like, I don't want to pick either. Taiwan can determine its own future without either of these countries taking it over, right? And they're like, why prefer US imperialism? Well, why do you? Why? They're like, well, China is like, ethno-nationalist, like hell state. And I was like, well, what's the US? Controlled by fucking white evangelical settlers, like it has been for its whole entire existence. This absolutely massive fucking settler colonial nation. And that's what I get annoyed about patriotic libs from the US and conservatives. It's like, you have no moral high ground on any of these communist countries. Like, absolutely none. Not even China. You're talking about, the Uyghur stuff and stuff, which is fair enough. But you wouldn't even recognise the Armenian genocide until Turkey pissed you off. You literally gave refugees on your border forced hysterectomies. You're just doing medical experiments now on refugee women while brutalising protesters and like continued ongoing current day genocide against natives. Also a new form, obviously the private prison industry, and you're basically still putting African Americans into slave labour through the prison system, and you think you have any leg to stand on. The US has like a quarter or maybe a bit more of the population of China, but has a bigger prison population. Like, how fucking insane is that? And you think you're the nation to lecture China about human rights? Again, I come from someone who doesn't like either of them, but I always find it ironic when people get pissed off at me and I say the US is a bigger threat to global security and just humanity in general than China has ever been and maybe will ever be. The pile of bodies the US like piles out every single day is so much more to China, and we will see. Maybe one day in the future, I'll eat my words, maybe China will have military bases throughout all of Africa and Europe and Asia, and maybe China will become the new US, and that's perfectly possible one day. But until it's like that, I'm not going to say it's worse than the United States, because it's not. Most Americans are jingoistic. Yeah, it seems like that way. So I'm just reading some comments. I would love some economic freedoms instead of other freedoms. I think most people would, and that's why not everyone puts like freedom of speech as Western people understand it on this pedestal that if you don't have it, then you're bad. Like Cuba isn't bad, or Vietnam isn't bad because it doesn't have the same freedom of speech we have in the West. They also don't have the same homelessness that the US has. There's things you can praise countries for and criticize them for. Sorry, just reading some more stuff. It's a CIA false flag. Okay. What about the censure of free speech in Hong Kong? I mean, did I not say it's bad not to have free speech? I'm saying the pedestal that the UK and US put on free speech, which mainly is just for right wingers anyway, like, I don't think that's an adequate thing to be like, well, we have free speech, we have freedom, whereas in Vietnam they don't, so therefore US better than Vietnam. US, it's not like a metric. Like, freedom is important to me, freedom of speech, and the main threat I see to it in the Western countries doesn't come from like communists, it comes from right wingers. So, and I'm not going to judge a whole society that also fought like insanely costly wars to create these societies in the first place. I'm not going to then be bashing them over the head being like, well, you don't have freedom of speech, therefore you're bad, and communism bad, and those communists shouldn't have won. You didn't have fucking free speech in South Vietnam either. You didn't have fucking free speech in Batista's Cuba. You have probably more free speech now there. I'm not saying that they got like total free speech like American insane people, but like, I don't think it's something to measure the whole progress of society based on one thing. Like, Soviet Union was like the second most powerful country maybe in the history of the planet at one point. It took like a Russian imperialist backwater into like the future basically, and USSR is still imperialist in my mind anyway, generally, with the former Russian colonies that obviously didn't all want to be ruled by Russia anyway, let alone like all become communist states and stuff. But at the same time, you can still criticize the good parts as well. Well, in Chile, aren't they trying to rewrite the stuff about indigenous people, or like trying to enshrine their rights a bit more? Because I know Pinochet, like, did he take that out of the constitution? No free speech under capitalism. Well, it's severely curtailed. There's no free democracies under capitalism for sure. Okay, I'm going to end it there. I've been streaming for a long time now. So look out for the videos tomorrow, Tuesday upload. How exciting. A Wednesday upload, and then the usual Friday one. If you ever have any ideas for content, give me a message. Don't message me bad ideas. I mean, message me if you think there's something that fit in my channel like you've seen before, maybe. People do give me a lot of ideas. Can't say any of them are that good. Not that it's your fault, but maybe think about what I upload first. So Let's Go Brandon thing on Wednesday. Maybe the Patriotic Socialist thing on Friday, but not sure yet. Alright then, let's leave it there. Thanks everyone for coming to the stream. Thanks for the super chats people gave them. If you want to catch up with the stream, hopefully I'll upload this on my second channel at some point in the next hopefully tonight, but maybe tomorrow. Look out for the videos coming up the next couple of days, and yeah, thanks for the support lately. Flew past 45k, nearly on 47, which is amazing since we only hit 45k like I think 2 weeks ago, even less, so that's been really cool. 50k, here we come. I'm 26 on the 19th, so can we hit 50 before I'm 26? That means we would have gone from like 12k to 50 in 1 year. That'd be amazing. But yeah, thanks for the participation, everyone. And Thursday stream is the next one.